Hello everyone. In this video, we will see how Yugasa Bot can be integrated with Google Sheets to transfer data from the conversation which the Yugasa Bot is having to the Google Sheets directly. So for that, this is the login panel for Yugasa Bot admin, and we have the Google Sheet, of course, which we have to integrate with the bot, and we have the key JSON which we had created in the previous step. For seeing how to generate this key JSON, please refer to our previous video, Google Sheets key JSON generation. Now another thing which we need to do before we start integration of the Google Sheet is that we have to share the Google Sheet with the email ID which we had generated while creating the key JSON. So that particular email ID can be taken from your Google Cloud Console. So we have it here like this. We will just go here, paste it, give the editor access to this email ID and just send, share anyway. So now we see that we have that email ID which was created at the time of generating key JSON. We have given editor access to that email ID for this particular Google Sheet which we want to integrate with the bot. Okay, now let us start the integration process. So first of all, log in into the admin panel, then go to webhooks and actions. Here, create a new action, name the action something like Google Sheet, and the action URL, it should be the URL of the Google Sheet. So we will copy it from here, give it here. So this is the URL. Now in the action headers, we have to paste this JSON here. Now this JSON needs to have the spreadsheet ID and the key JSON. So the spreadsheet ID is this part of the spreadsheet URL which starts after d/. So I will just copy that and paste here like this, and here we have to give the key JSON. So I will copy the key JSON from here like this and give it here, and I'll select the method post and I'll just save it. So now we have one action called Google Sheet. So what we will do now is we will go to the conversational flow. Here by default we have one start node, so we will do the integration immediately after this start node. So we will get one code node. So we will name this operator as, let's say, write to sheet. Now we will do some coding here for writing the data into the sheet. So first of all, let us see what data we want to write into the sheet. In the form in the start node, we are collecting name, email ID and phone number of the user. So let us try to integrate the Google Sheet to transfer this data to the sheet directly from the bot. So in the code node, write to sheet node, what we will do is we will first of all get the data of user's name, phone and email by calling this function yugo.getSessionData. So that data of user containing name, email ID and phone number automatically gets into the session of the bot. So we will get that data, and then we will create an array of this data like so: user details, session.name, session.phone and session.email. Now we will have to call the action which we have just now created. So our action's name was Google Sheet. So we will call a function read action data, and it will come into this variable Google Sheet details. After the data is collected, we will actually parse the JSON, the action headers, by calling this function json.parse, and we will extract out the key JSON from that data, key JSON as well as the spreadsheet ID, like so, the spreadsheet ID and the key JSON. Now let us define the column range in the sheet where we actually want to write the data. So we have three parameters to be written. So column A, B and C. So column range A to C is our range where we are going to write the data. And we will also tell the name of the sheet from where we are going to write the data. So if we see our sample sheet, so the sheet name here is sheet 1, which is the default name. So we are giving that name here. Now we will call another Yubo function which will be used to update the user details. So update result, and the function update Google spreadsheet is called, and in the arguments we are passing the key JSON, the spreadsheet ID, sheet name, user details, the details which we want to write, and the range of the cells where we want to write the data. So once this data is written, we will check whether the data writing has been successful or not. So for that we will just put a simple piece of code here where we are checking the update result. If it is returning true, then that means the data has been written successfully, and if it comes false, so that means that there was some error while writing the data. So we will just give this error message. Okay, and also one extra piece of thing which we are doing here is that we are, when the data is written successfully, we are actually linking a next node here for reading the data from the sheet, which we will see in the next video actually. So here the node ID will be N5, and we will return this response on the chat window by calling this function set response and send response, and that's it. So we will create another code node here which is operator 4. So we will change this link to N4 here. We are not writing anything in this new code node as of now. We will see that in the next video for reading the data. And one important step before we actually test the integration is to connect this form node with the code node which we have just now created, so that after the user fills in the detail, the flow actually goes to this code node, and we will save and we will train the construction. So now to test the bot, we will go to settings, give a testing URL to see the preview of the bot. Here we can see the bot, and we have the form now. So let us give some details in the form. Let's say Vivek, and vivek@gmail.com, and let's say a phone number, and let's submit it. So now the details are submitted and we got the message data updated in sheet. And if we will now see the sheet, let me open the sheet. So we see that the data which we just now gave to the form is updated in the sheet. So that is how a Google Sheet can be integrated with Yugasa Bot to write data into the sheet directly from the chat which the bot is doing with the end user. In the next video, we will see how the sheet can be integrated for reading the data from the sheet. Thank you very much.